Case in point, Nangarhaar province near the Pakistan border. As late as 2004, Nangarhaar was a top opium producer, second only to Helmond in the Taliban-controlled south. Then the government, with the help of the international community, declared war against poppy in the province. Along with eradication efforts, cash for work projects supported by the U.S. provided alternative sources of income for poppy farmers. Agricultural aid programs gave farmers an incentive to grow legal crops instead of opium. The result, cultivation in Nangarhaar dropped by over 90% in a single year.
2005, Nangarhaar saw a 90% decline in cultivation. And this was hailed as a major success of eradication and counter-narcotics policies in Afghanistan. Why was this success achieved? It was because both the willingness of the governor and police chief to arrest and imprison and shake up those who violated it, as well as lining up tribe leaders into persuading the population not to grow. And they did so by telling them that alternative livelihoods would come.
In the Shinwari district of Nangarhaar province, Elder Dur John was one of the tribal leaders who supported the government ban against cultivating opium poppy. He convinced local farmers to stop growing it, based on the promise of alternative livelihood aid, and help reduce cultivation levels to nearly zero. Himself a farmer, Dur John endured the financial sacrifice the ban imposed on growers. This year, Dur John must again persuade farmers to refrain from growing poppy. But it's getting harder. Despite complying with the ban, people have seen little help in return. Making matters worse, a prolonged drought has gripped the region, leaving those wanting to believe in Afghanistan's future with a sense of futility.
ما خپل نظر دا دی چې د ورونته مخکې ما ویلي چې افغانستان اوس په مثال د مریض دی مریض یو مرض نه وي زمونږ یو مرض نه دی موږ کې ټول مرضونه موجود دي لوږه راکې موجود ده بیکاري راکې موجود ده مریضتیاوې راکې موجود دي کلینیک نشته مکتبونه هم شاړ دي وطن هم شاړ دی کاریزونه هم وچ دي.
Water for irrigation has been a particular problem in the district. Dur John sees proof of that everywhere. Since poppy plants can survive on rainwater alone and in drought-like conditions, Dur John fears farmers may resume cultivating it out of necessity.
مشکلات خو زمونږ همدغه مشکلات دي چې د خلک د نفس سره لاس په ګریوان دي که یو بوټی کوکنارې کېده هغې باندې یو مشکل راپکېده کوکنار د حکومت په ضد نه کوي او کوکنار د نفس د خاطره کوي چې دوی د دې سره په مشکل اخته دي خو موږ به بیا هم دا کوشش کوو چې زمونږ رعیت زمونږ عام خلک کوکنارو کروندونه ځانونه وساتي ویې نه کوي خو دا چې اوس حکومت خو هم دومره وکولی شي چې د دې خلکو سره خو هم یو څه وکړي او هغه داسې څه نه چې موږ ته دا وړه چې ماته ایښي دا اوس 4000 کورونه زه تقسیمولی شم خو دا نه شم تقسیمولی نو که داسې کومکونه موږ سره کوي نه دي کوي
In 2007, the Shinwari district returned to growing poppy.
The promises of alternative livelihoods never materialized for many. In some circumstances, household income crashed by more than 90%. People lost all productive assets. They were not able to meet basic subsistence. So it was not at all surprising, and in fact, arguably inevitable, that the population went back to cultivating poppy.
The failure of the government to deliver on promises has another drawback. It undermines the authority of the elders, like Durjan, who speak on its behalf.
Many of the tribal leaders who have participated in the eradication campaign have become discredited. The population is alienated from them, they no longer trust them, and this creates key opening for the Taliban to come into the province and to mobilize.
The return of high-yield cultivation to Nangarhaar means more business and profits for the traffickers. Six months earlier, the farmer got an advance from the trafficker toward his future poppy crop. Providing credit is standard business practice and helps farmers make it through the winter. It also proves the value of opium, which generally returns 8 to 10 times more per acre than crops like wheat or rice. The trafficker comes from a long line of those who followed in their father's footsteps.
زمونږ دا کاروبار مونږ ته د ډیر پخوانه راپاتې دی یعنې د خپل پلرونو نیکونو مونږ ته په دې سره خپل ژوند په مخ بیو بل داسې کاروبار زمونږ دپاره نشته چې مونږ یې دې ځای کې په دې منطقه کې وکړو مونږ دپاره په دې اندازه باندې مونږ ته کم عاید لاسته راشي.
With the average income less than $400 a year, for many, trafficking makes economic sense, despite the risks. The opium's freshness is judged by touch. Soft and putty-like now, it will later dry out and harden in storage, becoming more concentrated.
ذمہوار یم تر اخره پورې ذمہوار یم چې په پیروي
اړول خو حتما زموږ په کاروبار باندې اغېزه لري ځکه چې څومره چې هلته کار کمیږي هغومره زموږ دپاره عاید هم کمیږي موږ خو چېرته د قانون له حکومت د بدیل معاشیت ورکړي یعنې هغو دپاره داسې یو څه برابر کړي چې د دې کوکنارو او د دې اپین نه د هغو حاصل دې کې زیات شي او هغو ته زیاته ګټه پاتې شي نو حتما د کان په مجبوري کې چې د اپین په ځای باندې بل څه کاروبار یعنې بل کم فصل په خپله ځمکه باندې وکړي او هغې ته توجه وکړي نو خپله قاچاقبر مجبور دی چې اپین چې د کان ونه کړي نو قاچاقبر به د کم ځای نه لاسته راوړي.
Yet for the immediate future in Nangarhaar, the trafficker's job is secure.